Have they indicated me somewhere to hang on? Really? It won't need to be that very specific stop. Mission 2, Westworld.
You've been called in to cover for a driver who's been delayed on another service. You're needed to take the train out to Reading, where the driver will continue the service as scheduled. Head into London Paddington to pick up the train. Be sure to arrive no later than 19:20.
Right, so we are currently at Ealing Broadway Station. There's our train on our queue. I believe, yeah, it's Ealing Broadway, got the underground tracks there. So I've just gone off the tube, as I would actually in the UK, because I live in London. So off the tube, probably on the district line at this point. Change over the platform to the National Rail Services, where I'll pick up this train here. Just want to check. Yeah, those barriers there are not there in real life. In reality, you could just walk through there, to the other platform, but they have to stop you from getting to there one way or another. So I guess that's probably the easiest way of doing it. Anyways, transit station, open doors, and let's go find a seat. 5.4 miles ride train to London Paddington. Perfect. Nope, on the window seats. Give me that one. No, you're not going to give me that one. Can I get that one then? Yeah, that's better. So yeah, 2 parts of this mission. First part taking you on passenger mode up to Paddington, and then second part we'll be driving a train up to Reading, high-speed service. Different change of weather. It's now raining, as it. Yeah, last week was clear weather, wasn't it? Clear weather, no wind, no clouds. Yeah, it's now change of heart. It's now very cloudy, lots of rain. Anyways, we should soon be leaving, and then whilst on this train, let's have a bit of fun. Let's have a look at a few things, because there's a few things I haven't spotted, which I'm sure you guys would enjoy, let me tell you. Right, doors closed. Train's now going to depart. Nope. There we go. Could I have opened the doors as the train's leaving? I'll try that at the next station. Anyways, before we go into the cab, something quite fun I found. If we stand on top of the driver and crouch down and look up. How's that for a horror show? I like how Dovetail Games seriously textured the back of the driver's eyes, as well as their mouth, their jaw, their teeth, and basically everything else in their face. Anyway, so that's enough of that. Anyone who's skipping on the video and saw that, probably gonna get creeped out. Anyway, so out the door and close that. The next station, like I said, I'm going to see if I can actually open the doors as the train's departing. But for now, sit down in the seats, enjoy the journey as the passenger, and of course I can't sit on the far side window seats, because for whatever reason you're not allowed to. Really? There we go, and just in time for that, passing class 166. So yeah, coming to Paddington, 4.7 miles to go. And yeah, so Dovetail Games Train Sim World. So far, I have thoroughly enjoyed this game. I've been playing it more in my free time. I was doing this series every week from Monday. And let me tell you, like, just the game is absolutely fantastic. The detailing, the trains. The physics aren't half bad either. I mean, again, some people do complain about the fact you can't derail, some of the physics do feel off. I can't put that on it. I really can't. I mean, again, the only issue, like, I guess, in terms of reasons that you can't derail a train on a point or a height or a sharp bend. But other than that, everything else does feel, it feels right. It feels on point. Again, like, look at the minor movement to... Okay, they're not moving, I guess, because an AI train is supposed to be your own drive control train. How about carriage one as well? Yeah, not moving, so I guess that's to do with your own train as opposed to AI. Anyways, pulling into... We're actually stopping at West Ealing. Was the driver idling as well? Nope, we are pulling into West Ealing, sorry, Acton Mainline Station. West Ealing's a little bit later on. Yeah, because Acton has 6 stations, 6 train stations. You have West Acton on the Central Line, East Acton, also on the Central Line, North Acton on the Piccadilly Line. You've got West Acton, which I'm not too sure which line that's on. You've got Acton Main Line, the one on National Rail. And then there's one more Acton station as well, but I'm not too sure what the name of that one is. But yeah, Acton has 6 train stations. That's on the other tracks, is it? Yep. Sorry, not HS2, just a high-speed train, HST. And then, yeah, I've got the Acton yard over here. So we've got a couple stationary carriages. Although I don't think there's a driver train on it. No, there's not. Well, we have that one over here, class 66. And over here we've got a few more cars. But it's actually possible to get out of the train, go to that driver car and actually connect these together. Yeah, got a few more of them dotted around, so I'm guessing like some service here will actually be connecting all the carriages and taking it for a drive. Anyway, we should soon be departing. Gonna wait for the doors to close, then like I said, I'm gonna open them again. Right, is it possible to drive the doors open? No, 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 no. Driver closed it again. Fair enough. Whoop, whoop. Hello. I guess technically being a driver, I would know the access codes to get into the cab of these trains, and therefore probably would be allowed to sit in the front. And if I wanted to, I could totally disrupt her system, so press emergency brakes. Brakes were already on full service, I'm not sure how you're driving. And one other thing I want to do is, if we go onto the outside view. Nope. Go to do it for free. Switch to the other side of the train. And down here should be a little red button. There you go, emergency stop. Pressing that. There is no way she should still be driving. The engine's off. You can hear the engine cut off. But either way, she's still going to be on the controls of these trains. So yes, the AI is not broken because the AI is still set. Fair enough, she kicks me out. But yeah, the AI is still set to carry on driving no matter the situation. It's a little bit of fun to mess around with the driver anyway. Right, so 3.3 miles to Paddington. We stopped at Acton Main Line, so I'm not sure if we'll be stopping at the other station along the line. And then we should be clear to go. And again, apologies for potentially low frame rates, as my graphics card is a little bit lacking for this game. The minimum specs is a GTX 750. I've only got a 745. I need 5 more to be on minimum specs. So yeah, graphics card may be a little bit lacking. It should be alright in terms of frame rate for the most parts. Glitching, that can only mean one thing. There's the class 43 there. Hang on, so am I still in the cab or am I... Yes, I've been kicked out. So I should be right about... Nope. Try second carriage. Hang on, where am I sitting? If I stand up, I am... Yeah, front carriage, in the middle. Give me my window seat. I want my window seat. There we go. So, I am currently invisible. Because, yeah, that's the guy I'm sitting opposite. No, not you. It's the next one there. And that's the guy I'm sitting opposite, but I guess I'm just not visible. Oh well, let's just carry on then. 2.1 miles to go. So yeah, next station should be Paddington. Meant to be there before 20 past. Going to be about quarter past when we arrive. Then we've got to take the train back. Yeah, so we have started slowing down a bit, as we are now going to start going to speed restrictions along this part of the route. There's one camera mode I think we need in this, and it's a proper flyby camera. So like you got this one, where you can just press 8 and do that. But then the camera is more stationary until you move the camera yourself. I wouldn't mind an actual camera where you can properly automatically jump to the next bit. So you got a bridge up here. Watch train from the bridge. I mean, I like that scene. That's actually going to be the thumbnail, possibly. We'll see. Anyway, train's now coming into Paddington. We'll be there in a matter of moments. There's the North... no, it's not North Circular. It's the, it's not part of the A40 over. No, there's, basically, within London, the A40 goes through, well, it's called Westway. The technical name for it is Westway, but basically the A40 no, it's not motorway, it's just a dual carriageway, but the A40 gets raised over, Westfield Shopping Centre at Shepherd's Bush, and basically that's just one of the roads that connects to it. Raised over the train tracks, because we are now currently in Shepherd's Bush. Again, that's the motorway over there, the A40. Wait, peek over. Can I go as far as that? No, I can't. So yeah, that's the A40. And that's the London Underground tracks. So what the Underground does, go into free cam. Yes, I can. So basically what the Underground tracks does is it goes underneath the National Rail services, comes out the other side, and then goes into Arnold's Grove Station, which is over there, not too bad done. Likewise, no, it's underground, as they have modelled the 4th rail system. Anyways, back into the train, as you are now pulling into Paddington Station, where this service will terminate, and we can go get our train to Reading. So yeah, I'm going to say I've enjoyed this mission so far. Taking the train as a passenger, it's a little bit different. Quite a fun way to start the scenario. I mean, fair enough, the rain effects aren't the greatest. I mean, you don't see the water particles go across the window or anything, as they would do in real life. Or even move, they're just stationary. I mean, so looking at the ones they did in Flight Sim World, where the water particles do move across. I mean, completely different games, completely different engines, fair enough, but it would be nice to see the similar effects from Train Sim World appear in Train Simulator 16. Not, sorry, Flight Sim World to Train Sim World, sorry, yes, the new Dovetail franchising the World series, basically, as I'm going to call it from now on. Flight Sim World, Train Sim World. Fingers crossed we get Ship Sim World, they buy like licensing from Ship Simulator Extremes or something. I'm not going to lie, we are going very fast into the station. Right into platform 12. And we have started slowing down at least. So yeah, train is now coming to a halt, and we've passed the stop point it wants us to go to. Fingers crossed though, it should have registered this is the mission. Just get off the seats and get ready to deboard at Paddington. Press the doors to open them. Arrived at Paddington, exit train is indicated. Have they indicated me somewhere to hang on. Really? It will need to be that very specific stop. Anyways, head over to the main station concourse, where it should then give me all the platforms. Might as well just keep this option open because they want me to stand in very specific points for every single bit. Right, so I can assume that the train's over there, the HST. Head over to the main station concourse again. Right, which one are we taking? Left or right platforms? 2 or 3? Sorry, 1 or 3. Platform 3 it is. There, complete departure proceedings for a timely 19:30 departure, so I will have a bit of a jump cut. As we will be departing, again, 19:13, so that should be alright. Massive train, these 9 carriages, each carriage being longer than the class 1 6 ones. Anyways, we are now at the front of this train. Close the door, sit down, and let's get this thing ready to go. So set daytime headlights today. Reverser to forwards. Unlock the key. Okay, it's already been unlocked. Train doors, press tab to open dispatchment. So yeah, we have to unlock these doors through the menu, as there is no button to unlock these doors. So doors should now be open, and passengers will now board this train. Loading passengers. Enjoy the scenario so far. So yeah, GWR. And if we walk back a bit, have a look inside some of the carriages in this train. So we've got standard class seating. I'm sure it's meant to be first class at the front of the train. I guess not. First class at the back of this one for some reason. And yeah, these are pressure sensor doors, so you don't actually have to click on these to open them. All you've got to do is just stand near them and they will open automatically, which is quite a nice little touch. Toilets, not modelled. Food cards as well, not modelled as well. Not too bad though.
This is a safety announcement. It is not permitted to cycle, skateboard or rollerblade within the station building.
Yeah, because people wouldn't know that. Got an Oyster card system here, so if you need to top up our Oyster card, I could probably do so now. But anyways, wait till 1930. Let's get back into my train, and then I will jump cut to the start of the scenario. So yeah, back to the front. Make sure we close the door behind us as well. Right then, I will see you guys in just a few minutes, or in this case about 13 minutes for me. Right, we're coming up to 7:30 now, which means we should soon be ready to depart. But one thing I do want to do is set the wipers on as well. And yeah, close the doors, lock the left side. There we go. We should now be clear for departure. There you go. Acknowledge the guard by responding to 2 presses of the buzzer. The red button down here. Sorry, no, it's the black buzzer. And yeah, throttle up. Set train brakes to running. Right then, off we eventually go. Hang on, let's try it again. There we go. Yeah, slowly leaving Paddington Station. Finally go for the free camera and watch our train depart. So we're going non-stop service to Reading. We should arrive there in about... I'm not actually too sure how long it takes to get there. Probably just under half an hour for the speed restrictions and all that. There you go, 20:01, so about half an hour it takes to get to Reading. Anyways, back into train, keep on the speed limits, because we will be stopping at 40 miles per hour, 0.8 miles if it goes up to 50, and yeah, 34 miles of track to get to Reading. Wet day, lots of rain, so braking may be an issue, because slippery track's never a good thing for trains. We should be alright. There you go, come up to 40 miles per hour now. Spiral throttle. Should put a bit of power into it, just so we can keep the speed up as well. And F2 throttle should do. Yeah, come up to 50 miles per hour in 600 yards. And yeah, cut back on the power now as we're about to go over these points. Speed in just a moment should now increase. Actually, one thing I don't want to do is turn on the AWS as well. So it's the, hang on, it's one of these fast switches. Nope, not brake test, there goes that one over there. So AWS on. And I would turn DSD on as well, but some people have mentioned like glitches with that as well, so while it says it's working, it's not. So AWS can turn on with no problem, but DSD is not fully functional in this simulator just yet. Hopefully Dovetail Games can fix it in the near future. Yeah, AWS is always important to have turned on. As I mentioned last week, the Southall train crash is a result of when the system switched off. So basically, before 1997, it was not a requirement to have the AWS turned on for your services, and well, when a driver left it switched off, he then went past wasn't paying attention, he went into what investigators call a micro sleep, where he's like shut off for a few seconds, and basically he missed a red signal, went past it, saw a train distance crossing tracks, which he thought was strange, didn't realise it was on the wrong track, and whilst putting the emergency brakes on, he couldn't stop in time, with the train slamming into Silent Vake crossing freighter train. So resulting in the deaths of 7 people in 1997, and since then AWS has been a requirement by law to have it switched on whenever you're driving. So yes, the Southall train crash, if you want to do a bit of research on it, because there's actually a really good reconstruction of it as well online, which I know a documentary did a few years ago. Quite a scary crash and all, because basically also showed that the Mark III carriages this train had, sorry it was Mark II at the time, basically they were quite structurally weak, and with a high speed crash, the third carriage, carriage 2, bent in half completely, creating like the iconic U-bend shape of the crash, and yeah, since then lots of safety regulations have been buffed up for trains. Anyways, I can actually put up the speed now. I've just realised the speed limit has increased. We should be alright. Speed limit goes up to 100. We shouldn't take too long to get up there. And again, green signals for the majority of the service. Should be a little while till that potentially changes. Probably up close till Reading, but we'll see. And then again, another driver will supposedly take over at Reading, because the reason we're doing this mission is to take a train to Reading where someone else can take it over, aka we can't do the entire journey ourselves because the route doesn't exist. It only goes up to Reading. But as I said a few times, Dovetail Games do plan to expand the map at some point, adding different branches, different routes along the way. So fingers crossed we should see a bit more. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing like the Greenford branch, Heathrow branch, fair enough, may take a bit of time, but that's mostly just tunnel. The Greenford branch would be quite interesting to have the Central Line also meeting up with it as well. Going up to, well, Greenford, because it's the Greenford branch. Anyway, that's Axon Depot to our right. Old Oak Common should be, sorry no, that's Old Oak Common. Axon Yard's a little bit further on. Yeah, speed limit goes up to 125 in just a moment. That should be fine. Small misconception actually looking at these. Basically, the headlines, I've seen a few people in Steam chats and so forth say that the lights do not work, they don't do anything. Quick fact for you, headlights on the train are not used for visual reasons. Basically, the only reason those lights are there is to alert other drivers of the train. Basically, so it's nighttime, low visibility, all you can see are lights. 2 red lights mean tail lights, the train heading in the same direction as you, but if it's on the same track, slow down and stop because you probably miss a signal. If the lights are white, then it means you're looking at the front of the train, and therefore, emergency brakes on. If you're unlucky, you're probably dead. So yes, they're not here to like light up in front of you, because with these trains, it's a 1 mile stopping distance. At full brakes, you're not going to slow down anytime soon. If there's something right in front of you on low visibility conditions, you're not going to see it until you basically hit it. So yes, the only reason they're there is to signal to other drivers that your train is there, not for visual purposes. Anyway, to go for a station, got to idle and press the horn. I think that's a law in the UK, although I don't think trains will have properly implemented that into the system. Coming to 80 miles per hour now. Green signals for the majority of the service now, although if we do come across a yellow signal, I want to limit speed to about 60 miles per hour, which should give me some good time to slow down and stop if I need to. Yeah, so these are the brake keys, just to remember on the keyboard. You've got train brakes, you've got, hang on, what type of brakes you got? You've got train brakes, you've got, I don't remember all the braking names, but especially the class 66 and the US trains, they've got like 3 different braking mechanisms that you can go for. So in the in the class 43, which I'm on right now, it's the colon and apostrophe keys on the American keyboard layout. Actually, I just realised it's the American keyboard layout, but I'm running it on QWERTY because I memorised the keyboard. Yeah, I've got American keyboards because it's not too bad in terms of feeling, although just QWERTY and the actual layouts for the computer to understand. Anyway, passing through Ealing Broadway, where I got on the train in the first place. In fact, if we get off the train, so when the mission started, we were on this platform, standing about here. As you can see, it's got a bit busier since then. And well, yeah, we're now on the return journey ourselves. Again, I've managed to press Control 1 now, so I'm going to hide the blue arrow, as I don't really need it. Grab it in the top left corner, so 29 miles to go to Reading at basically 8 o'clock, 1 past 8. We'll try not to be late. It could even be a little bit early in this service because we are essentially going to go at high speed. If we can try and make it to 125 for basically the entire journey, then we should be alright in terms of timing. Again, don't think I'll see too many YouTubers actually doing the proper idle throttle horn. So while it may look like I'm while it looks like I may be strange doing it, that's technically the UK laws. So yeah, it may look strange doing it, but I'm the only one doing it because the laws here. I know. I mean, fair enough. I've got a lot of US YouTubers and like German. I think Germany actually really loving this DLC. I know Germany do like their simulators like a whole. You've got companies like Aerosoft's German, TML Studios is German. I'm trying to think who makes those generic cheap simulators you always see in Steam Store and CDs. I forget who makes those. Yeah, most companies that do simulators are German. And you've got the other company in the US, and then Dovetail Games, pretty much the only company in the UK. After they bought the rights for Railworks from Kuju Entertainment back in 2007, 2008. So yes, Kuju Entertainment owns Train Simulator. Then they released Railworks, which was around the same time Dovetail Games took the rights to the simulator. And then ever since then, Dovetail Games released Train Simulator 2012 as the initial Train Simulator. The previous era. They've run that to 2017, where then Train Sim World in the Unreal Engine took over, and I believe it's Dovetail Games' second proper game they've worked from the ground up. The first one being Fishing Simulator. A bit of lag here. Some stations do lag a bit more than others just based on their details, so that was... not actually 100% sure what station that was. It may have been... it's not Slough. Not Southall, it's the one before Southall. Hanwell. Oh no, that was Southall, because that's the water tower I was talking about last week with the Heathrow Norfolk's tagging. So the next station will be Hayes and Harlington, which again will be going straight through. In just a moment, so we're going to go through it. Head over west just to make sure I'm still awake. And the track has disappeared. Hang on, easiest way to fix it. The train going on its own journey for about a mile or so. and then take over once it's out of range. Basically, we'll then reset all the scenery, bring it all back to life. So this is the got the other side tracks. That's the Nestle factory. So in reality, one of these towers have a Nestle logo on side of it. I think it's this one. And then here you can see it from the track side. It should be fairly far now. Scenery will reset and trackers come back. So yeah, there's the Heathrow Connect crossover. Yeah, it's a small glitch, the track disappearing. People have had it. I've had it before as well in the Class 66 video. It should be alright. Wipers have turned off. Back on again. And then pass through West Drayton Station. Pass through Ivor. Pass through pass through West Drayton, pass through Ivor, pass through Langley, pass through Slough, pass through Maidenhead, pass through Twyford, and arrive into Reading. So I do know the routes. There's maybe like 1 or 2 stops within London I forget, but let me try and name all the stations. So you have Paddington, West Ealing, Paddington, West Ealing, Ealing Broadway, Hanwell, Southall, Hayes and Harlington, West Drayton, Ivor, Langley, Slough, Maidenhead, Twyford, Reading. I think there'd be like one station I missed out in there, but that shouldn't matter too much. That's the journey from Paddington to Reading, although I wouldn't mind seeing routes extended to Oxford, as most services from Paddington will go and terminate at Didcot's Parkway as opposed to Reading. You do have the odd service going to Reading. You then do have most services going to Didcot's, and then you've got a few services going all the way to Oxford. Anyways, this is now Ivor, just past the M25. And of course, this game's issue with lagging, we're going through certain stations. And then go back to normal again. I think with some stations it does, I'm going to try to put a bit too much detail into it. So some systems that struggle a bit will suffer. So in my case, I've got a slightly below spec graphics card. I've got GTX 745 when minimum requires a 750. So yeah, it causes a few minor lag spikes here and there. But 16 gigs of RAM and a nice 6700 processor, it should be alright in the other aspects. Just the graphics card lacking. Anyways, once we pass, alright, this is Langley. Next station will be Slough, it's about a mile and a half away. Just realised now actually at 1:30, we do need to slow down a bit. We're down to 125, which is the track limit, but because we are going downhill, train's going to be able to find another 5 miles per hour. Because yeah, top speed of train is 125, but again, downhill slope, we are going to go a bit higher. AWS. Brakes can turn off. Add a bit of power to the train. Throttle 3 should do it. Again, these trains do not have like a cruise control function, so technically I should be adjusting the throttle every once in a while, but how Train Sim World has it, each throttle is like a top speed within it, which, well, that's the unrealistic side of the simulator, something people have pointed out to Dovetail Games. There's no such thing as a speed cruise control system on these trains. Anyway, let's just carry on, shall we? So that's Slough. Next station is Maidenhead. I remember when I first actually realised that, when I first had the announcements that Dovetail Games were releasing the Great Western main line. So basically, on the train to Maidenhead, did stuff in Maidenhead, came back home, went home, logged on, checked out Steam, where a pop-up came up, Dovetail Games releasing new DLC, Great Western Main Line, Paddington to Reading. So I'm like, just been on that train, just been on it, although I took the 166, went up to Maidenhead, and yeah, so next time I took the next time I went up to Maidenhead on the Great Western Main Line, that's when I decided to live stream it on the 1st of September, and basically I just talked about the simulator, some of the features, stuck my phone out the window so you guys could see like what to expect in terms of scenery. And yeah, that was actually it wasn't too bad. It wasn't my most viewed one in the world, but just something a little extra for the channel. But yeah, then I got an email from Dovetail Games. Hey, your channel looks great. Would you just do a video for us in the pre-release? I'm like, sure, okay, thank you very much. So they gave me an access code to the DLC. Did a couple videos for it in the 24 hours between I got my email code and the release at 6 PM on the 14th. And yeah, people quite enjoyed those videos as well. Then I did the live stream. And then after that, just the normal weekly series you're watching right now. So this is week 2 of 5, unless Dovetail Games add more missions in the future. Then I think I'll do like one more live stream later on. And then we'll see what was quite a short, but quite a fun little series as well, one I've definitely enjoyed. Speed, bring up to 125 again. As we are now slowly going uphill at 0.1% gradient. It's only a tiny little gradient, but for a train that's quite a lot because trains cannot go uphill. Basically, when a wheel moves, you have the friction between the wheel and the track. That's Twyford there. You have the friction between the wheel and the track. So cars, you've got rubber tyres on tarmac roads. Grip on that's quite high, car can do anything. But for a train, it's metal on metal. So very little friction on the wheel. It has to be perfectly smooth for the wheel to go around. Then track will also be perfectly smooth as well for train wheels to actually go on it as well. So very little friction. And therefore trains cannot go uphill without struggling. And braking as well can be an issue as well, so it's why trains take so long to slow down and stop. Likewise, on a day like today, which is wet track, wet wheel on wet track, plus no grip, no friction, equals stopping distance in this thing would be a lot longer than usual. We're up to 125 now. If I bring the throttle back down to 4, that should be enough to stop us from going too fast. Yeah, about 0 amps, we're fine. Hang on, I'm station between Maidenhead and... No, that is Maidenhead, that's the car park there. And it's the siding, so no, that was Maidenhead. Okay, when I was mentioning all the station names, I may have missed one out. I've got a map booklet here. Basically, at Paddington Station, they have a couple paper maps and timetables. I picked up all of them basically, but the E1 shows you the routes from London Paddington to Reading. The station shows you are Ealing Broadway, West Ealing, Hayden-Harlington, Slough, Maidenhead, Twyford, Reading. Although it does also include the branches to Heathrow Airport and Greenford. So all the intermediate stations have not been included. In fact, let me just quickly open it up and see what it says inside. So all stations are London Paddington, Acton Main Line, Ealing Broadway, West Ealing, Hanwell, Southall, Hayden-Harlington, Heathrow Central, West Drayton, Ivor, Langley, Slough, Burnham. You've also got Taplow, Maidenhead, Twyford, Reading, and then you've also got Didcot Parkway in Oxford, which is where the trains normally go to. So yeah, those are all the stations on this part of the routes. Yes, Burnham's on the route because if you go on the north branch of the just past Maidenhead, you end up at Marlow via Burnham Wood. There's only a single track at that point as well, so not too many trains go up down that bit. Back up to full throttle, because we are going uphill still. And therefore we are losing a bit of speed, so I think throttle 4 should be alright for this stretch of track. Glitching can only mean one thing. Passing 166, sorry, passing 43, 166 is completely fine. It's just the windows of the class 43 for some reason don't like going at high speed, despite being a high speed train. Not too many passengers on, whoops. Camera going through solid objects, isn't it? Yeah, an empty train, don't think there's too many people on board, despite the fact we'll stop for 15 minutes, let passengers board. Every cart seems empty. Yes, again, I said it last week, I'll say it again this week. Dovetail games need a multiplier thing, or a slider, similar to how you have in train sim in the subways, where you can increase the slider to increase the amount of passengers at each station. And thinking about it, I never properly addressed this episode, didn't I? I went straight into the mission and then said, hey guys, welcome to Train Sim World Great Western, so here you go, you can have it now. Hey guys, and welcome to Train Sim World Great Western Express. In this episode, we're doing Mission 2. So, yeah, forgot to do that at the start. Might as well fit it in now. We'll just keep it at max throttle at this point. So we're going uphill for basically the rest of the journey. 5.5 miles to go. Couple trains on the other tracks as well. Green signals for the majority of the journey. The only thing we need to start focusing on is slowing down for Reading Station, which is coming up soon. That's Twyford. Yeah, going uphill, full power, we've basically maxed out 126. Shouldn't be going too much faster. Although when you go up to Reading, I believe it then kind of levels out a bit. May go slightly downhill, but watch it out later. Although we never go more than 0.2 Reading really, it's just 0.1. But either way, that's massive for a train at the end of the day. Right, bring the that to 4. 2.5 miles down to 95 speed limit, so we should soon start slowing down for Reading, as it is coming up quite close now actually. Meant to be there in 5 minutes, so we could be a little bit early. We'll have to check it out, but when it comes about 1 mile away, we will start going onto the brakes and slow train down. Full service should do. Bring us to the station. We might also hit the AWS once more, because it hasn't gone in a little while, means it doesn't need to alert us to wake up. And once he also go green and yellow and red at Reading as well, we'll hear the AWS sound. Right, idle throttle and start braking. Brakes 2 for now. Might go to full service in just a moment. There you go, AWS. Right on cue, as I said it would. So yeah, got a little bit of track knowledge at this point. Still not perfect, so you can see I've missed out a few stations in that list, but starting to learn the route, starting to learn the main station we do stop at. Right, let's go to full service brakes, start slowing down to 95. Yellow signals, so we'll slow down even more. So yeah, we do have to change track as well to what they've given us at Reading. Yeah, hopefully next week, weather and all that should be a little bit nicer for us on the service. So down to 95, down to, can't see that, 60. So yeah, keep it at 75 for a little bit, down to 60 once we pass the signal. AWS. And an accelerating class 43, as he is now getting up to speed for this return back to Paddington. He might stop at Slough. What time's now? It's 8 o'clock, so yeah, he might be stopping at Slough actually, that train. Right, start going back to braking, down to 60. Yeah, down to 50, as we will now be changing track, so bring it all the way down. Oh wait, Reading is right here actually, so no. Good point, I'm on the brakes. Red signal, so I do need to stop at the end of the platform. So yeah, bring it down to a very low speed. And bringing station, we are going to be out a minute early to Reading, which is quite good for us. Make sure we're idling. Go for initial braking, just to slow us down as we enter the station. And of course, we got the little GUI on the actual tracks telling us where to stop and how to do it. So close to green, the better. Here we go, bring it back onto braking. And I think we're moving to full service now actually. Not just yet. We're right at the end of the platform because it's a 9 class service. We are a fairly long train. Right, full service. Perfect, we have 10 yards to spare. Unlock right. We're going to free camps, yeah, right at the end of the platform, right on the HST car stop, and back of the train. What's going to go through here, I guess. Perfect, right at the back of the platform. So passengers will deboard, we'll lock the doors, and the mission should come to an end. So make sure everything's alright. Looking good. And then, well, when a menu pops up, the game will pause, but in reality, the train will basically just carry on when some other driver will take it over. So now just to wait for him to appear, which he won't do. And then I guess I've got to wait for the service back to Reading, back to Paddington, sorry, so I can get back to Ealing Broadway, catch the tube home. There we go, passengers loaded. Sit down. Wait until 2:02. Right, so you actually have to wait for the drivers to get here again. Fair enough. Anyways, back to the seat. And get ready to finish this one off in just a moment. So another 15 seconds, so not too long actually. Benefits of arriving bang on time. Go. Oh right, okay. Move to exit, so close the door. And now I need to end the mission, disembark from the service and head for the station exit. So what, am I not allowed to take the train back to Paddington? Do I have to now stay in Reading for the evening or something? Anyways, up the stairs. Do I actually literally have to exit the station? Fair enough. There we go. So, final score. Time taken 1:02:33. Miles driven 35:52. 0.9 miles walked. Actually walked a fair bit, that one. There goes our score. Coming up to level 8 on the route. Time 20:00. Yeah, 8 o'clock. We're about a minute early. Otherwise, not too bad for us, that one. So, next hour, yeah, that's fine. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Did you like it? Do leave a like if you did. Do subscribe. Next week we'll do the 3rd mission in this game. But until then, hope you guys have a great week. Thank you guys for watching. And goodbye.